All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 29 of Live Lead Gen. Obviously, I've made a point to try and live stream this lead gen as much as I possibly can, just so that way you guys can take a look and see what it is that we do back here. It may not seem like much, and I want to say cumulatively over the last 29, 28 lead gen sessions, I've probably set somewhere. Probably have to go back and count it all up, but it doesn't seem like much, right? Most of the days are kind of nothings. We come in, we make phone calls, we talk to people that came into us one way, shape, or form, or we reach out to them directly, and sometimes they turn into something, and a lot of times they don't. Excuse me if it sounds like I have a lisp, it's because I bit the absolute crap out of my tongue in jiu-jitsu on Tuesday, and it's just swelling up on me today. But it's a lot of work. It seems to not have much reward, and that tends to be what gets most new sales professionals, especially in real estate, because there's such a lag, there's such a delay from action to production to payout. The turnaround is at best for an experienced salesperson somewhere in the 45 to 90 day range. For the inexperienced salesperson, the activity that you go into today likely won't yield results for 90 to 180 days. And on the flip side of that, even with experience, a lot of what we're doing today, I'm actually stacking my book for years ahead. So I'll talk to people that are property owners, and just the nature of real estate, the nature of assets like real estate, is that people, when they finally decide to buy or sell a property, it's typically not 90 days before they make the decision, on average. Most of the time, the decision actually gets made a couple of years in advance. For instance, me and my wife have kind of ultimately decided that starting in the spring of next year through the spring of the following year, so spring of 2023 through spring of 2025, we're going to open up the window and start looking for personal homes. I've already kind of started to look. I'm picky on particular because we like a specific area, a specific size, and I in particular like specific discounts, so I kind of refuse to purchase anything at full market value, and there's exceptions to that. But regardless, I'm a year away from my buying window, give or take, in some year plus. And that tends to be where most people make their decision, is upwards of a year away. And so sometimes we'll get lucky and we'll catch somebody 90 days out who made the decision a year ago, is now ready, and have not begun solving all of their problems. Problem A being, who do we work with? Who do we get started with? What professional are we going to seek out to kind of get us to our goal? And sorry, allergies are killing me today. And so as a result, we typically end up talking to a lot of people who are significantly in the future. And so what it sounds like to most people is, we're having conversations that ultimately aren't fruitful on a day-to-day basis, when in reality they are, because follow-up is so important in what we do. Follow-up in sales in general is important, but follow-up in sales where the asset class is a slow-moving asset like real estate. Sure, similar thing with like boats and planes and larger assets that have six-figure plus price points. But it's not like you can waltz into a dealership and buy a house. Even if you went to a new construction neighborhood, best case scenario, they have something fresh and ready to go right now. It's still going to take you 30 to 45 days to close on it. So the asset class is specific, has a specific time frame that it needs to meet. And then in addition to that, the preparation that most of our consumers take or make in order to get ready to make any type of move, sell a property, things like that, is going to put us in a time frame where it's imperative that follow-up is a built-in and ingrained form of lead generation. And so lead generation does not always mean creating new leads, talking to brand new, fresh people, even though that's an incredibly important part. Arguably 60% plus of our lead generation activities focus on talking to brand new people, talking to people we've never spoke to before. Almost half of what we do is talking to people, again, for a second, third, fourth, fifth, sometimes 10th or 20th time, to get closer and closer to their actual, what we kind of collectively call the buying window, but in some cases it's the selling window, because we actually are their buyer in a lot of situations. And so as a result, you end up with people who get 6 months into their fresh real estate career with their license and then give up because they haven't managed to close a sale. And it's incredibly common. When in reality, what they did was they just didn't give themselves enough seasoning time. They didn't put enough upfront effort because the reward pathway hasn't solidified itself yet. They haven't been doing successful dollar producing activities consistently enough, long enough in order to see results. And so with all that said, we're going to dive into our dollar producing activities today, follow it with people that we have in our CRM. Some of them are fresh, some of them are old, some of them we've spoken to before, some of them we haven't. And this is how the sausage is made in real estate, right? You essentially have to grind and socialize and get to know people, understand their problems, their goals, and ultimately find a way to help them achieve those things. With our knowledge, our expertise, as well as our experience, we're able to kind of go in and offer solutions and game plans. And occasionally that means that we're giving free advice. A lot of the times it means we're giving free advice. And sometimes the advice is to do nothing. I had the conversation with a friend yesterday as I'm getting my CRM pulled up. I'll tell you this story. A friend of mine who I've known since the second grade invited me out for coffee, which was amazing. Love you, Jason. Thank you so much for inviting me. It made my day to be able to see you and touch base with you while you were in town. But, we shared a little bit about what my advice is for people who, he bought a house recently in Tyler, had a great interest rate, got a decent price, and they're talking about, long-term plans. They may or may not stay in Texas, much less the United States. And ultimately, my advice to him is just to never sell that property. Keep it as long as you possibly can until it just doesn't make sense to keep anymore. And in reality, I'm selling properties all the time. But it's like the difference between a financial advisor and a day trader. I essentially day trade, even though it's longer than that, in real estate on my own investment activities. But I'm also picking up a significant number of holdings that we hold on to forever. But my average, on average, if someone came to me and said, hey, I want to get started in investing in real estate, I want to maintain my regular job, I want to have a nice 9-to-5, I just want to start building my net worth and my own personal wealth. Typically, my advice is to buy and not sell for a very, 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 very long time. So with that said, let's go ahead and get in here. And we're going to start with fresher leads and start working our way back into follow-up. Yesterday, we did do some follow-up off camera, off stream. And man, just I can see the video of myself over here in like the far lower left corner, and all I can see is just like the gray hairs, like just sparkling, and just telling me, hey, you're getting old, you're gonna die someday. So before we get that far down the line, let's build up some generational wealth so that my kids and my grandkids are taken care of. So here we go. Looks like the first lead we have in here is in Arlington. It is a divorce lead. We're going to give them a call and see what's going on.
That was a good speech.
Oh, thanks, man.
That was amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. I'll take that. Hey. I try not to get too preachy, but it's an important reminder for those who are looking to get into doing something like this, as well as for myself, because often I have to remind myself, like, don't give yourself a hard time for a bad day. I do give myself a hard time for less than ideal activities, which happens. It's sales, it's motivation based, it's discipline based. So there are days that I just don't feel like working as hard as others. But in the long run, ultimately what we're hoping to accomplish is just time on task over time, consistency. Just like building a muscle, just like developing a skill, just like learning a trade. You only get better at it with repetitions and time. So here we go. We're going to reach out to Miss Maria here and see how we can offer some assistance, if any. Could you get me a bottle of water, please? Thank you.
been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
So there's an arc to voicemails. Name, number twice, reason you're calling, number twice.
At the tone,
that's the template
please
we try and
record your
follow. So I'm going to show you that here right
when
now.
you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Maria. My name is Chris Beery. You spoke with one of my associates yesterday about your property there on Lindbergh Drive. Give me a call back when you can. My phone number is 817-600-2077. Again, that's 817-600-2077. Just again, you spoke with one of my associates yesterday who mentioned you may be looking to sell that property sometime in the next 6 months to 1 year, but I just wanted to check and see kind of what the plan was, see if you could catch me up to speed. See if there's any advice or assistance I could offer you at this time. Give me a call back when you can. Like I said, my phone number is 817-600-2077. Again, that's 817-600-2077. Thanks. Look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye. What's up, guy? How you doing?
I got bad news.
What?
The house on McCart, I got tons of bad news today.
Oh,
The
man.
house on McCart sold already.
Oh, bummer.
Literally fucking 10 minutes before.
Before your appointment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Appointment went, I feel like it went great.
Okay.
He thinks I'm a Chinese spy, so he's contemplating on that.
Are you serious?
That's not the first lady. I got one. This lady was
Racist motherfucker.
She asked me. She didn't say you're a Chinese spy. She said, "Are you a plant?
A plane?
A plant? What you talking about?" I was like,
Well,
what is that?"
The guy was like, by the way that things are going, I might have to start learning Chinese. So I was like, all right, you do you.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Oh
and
my God.
It's so. I'll be honest, man. I do think that I'm an advantage in the fact that I ride an ethnic line
Yeah.
because I do have such a white dad and such a white upbringing, but then I also have a very, very Hispanic mom. I would argue that personally I identify more Hispanic than I do white, but there are some scenarios where I don't bring up being Hispanic at all. Not because I'm ashamed of it, but because I can tell that the clientele or the consumer I'm working with may not be too keen on it.
Yeah.
And it's a little difficult to navigate. And yeah, given current global climate, being from mainland China may be something that you guys have to overcome. And I wish I could offer you more advice than I do, but I can't put myself in your shoes there. You know.
It's not our fault.
No. It's and there's really not. It's a vector that you guys are going to overcome, and you'll have more advice from me on how to overcome it for other people than I'll be able to offer you, unfortunately, because I can turn off my ethnic diversity kind of, you know, with an accent, so to speak. But I can also lean really heavily into the ethnic side and lead into being Latin and speak Spanish and serve as Spanish-speaking clients pretty well. But yeah, no, it definitely does. I think it's going to be hard for you guys to turn off the Chinese as easily as it is for me to turn off the Hispanic, right? But yeah, that will happen. That sucks, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna make you. I don't know if that's gonna help you or hurt you when it comes to people thinking that you're a Chinese spy. Hey, you're not, right? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's hilarious, and also I'm sorry.
But he's thinking about it.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Um,
What other bad advice do you or bad
another
news?
Bad news.
Nothing to do with the dues.
The dudes.
Okay.
I just spoke to Jamie. They have some credit cards that they need to pay off in order to qualify for a conventional, and they're like barely right there.
Okay.
If they were to pay off their 4 accounts, it would bring their DCI ratio to 44.69.
Okay.
Which it can be over 45.
Right. So they have to pay off all 4 cards, all 4 accounts.
Yeah. So originally they were going to net 103 from the sale of their house
Yeah.
to us. But they're holding back 2,000, so they really have
101.
101,000,
Okay.
and they need 106.5 in order to close. on their new house. So I spoke to Jamie. He said he could look into restructuring the loan or finding cheaper home
Insurance. Yeah.
for them. And if not, we could just,
Who are they using for insurance?
I'm not sure.
Go ahead and call Zaid and ask Jamie what the insurance number has to be, and see if Zaid will hit their number.
Okay, cause Jamie said their insurance is like 3,000.
That's high.
That is.
That's really high. Yeah, so I would say just do that. I'm sure you have other news to tell me, but like for right now, your go right after this conversation is call Jamie, figure out exactly the maximum their insurance can be, and then go call Zaid immediately. Oh, Zaid's out of town. Email Zaid and it'll go to his office.
Yeah.
Email Zaid and it'll go to his office and see if we can get the insurance down to that marker.
Okay.
Because that's kind of, it's a little DTI trick that we play around with a lot. Now they have to be comfortable with the coverage that gets them, but at least for loan qualification purposes, they can get the insurance that approves under their DTI, and then they can turn around and get a different policy the next day. So, sorry, Mr. John, I'm going to call you right back. So, yeah, I would say, do that. Get their insurance cheaper. That's probably going to be your fastest route, because if they're that close,
Yeah.
that probably equates to like $100 a month, which means if you can get 3,000 to 1,800, it's doable. They're going to have a higher deductible. They're probably going to want to get into a different insurance policy pretty quickly after closing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say do that first this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that doesn't work, we're just gonna. I'll just talk to my uncle about not holding back the 2,000, but keep the 750 in place.
Yeah.
For the lease back.
Yeah.
And then that gives them 103 on the dot.
And that would be, that helped
And
them
they're still missing 3,000. We just have to
find it somewhere.
find it somewhere.
Man, I'll tell you what, like these people probably want this house, they want this deal to go through, we're pretty close to closing, so they'll probably make it happen, but I would just say, a lot of times what I'll do in situations like this is I get with Jamie and I start going through solutions. I'm just like, hey, how can we solve this problem? Can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do this? And then I start working on those solutions and finding the one that gets me across the finish line fastest. So that's kind of your role in this situation, is to just find as many solutions and solve the problem. Yeah. So, yep. What else you got? What other bad news you got?
That's it for now. I apologize for the ships that lost.
Oh, that's okay. It's all these. Yeah, you're good. Cool. All right. I'm gonna make a phone call and I'm live streaming, so I'm gonna get back on the lead gen. Thanks, sir. I have to go to Lowe's and order cabinets today. Put that on my to-do, please.
When do you want to do that?
After lead gen, I gotta go see my lady.
Hello.
Morning, brother. How are you doing?
What up, man? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Ridgecrest is coming along, man. I'm gonna go order the cabinets today. Those will go in cabinets, countertops, and bathrooms, and we'll be done.
That's it?
Yep. Yeah, they're working on the exterior today. Paint's all good. I take that back. I'm waiting on all that to be done, and then I'm gonna call Veronica to get the floors in. So floors will be last. But yeah, we're pretty close to the finish line on this one.
So you said counters, floors, what else?
It's the cabinets, counters. They're finishing up the bathrooms. Just gotta install the vanities and tile up one shower, and then floors. They're working on the exterior today, but paint, texture. Had a couple of walls that we needed to adjust. Those have been done. They're doing the exterior, which was quite a bit. They had to fill in some missing brick holes and clean out soffits and repaint those, and doors, which they're working on today as well. So I'm going to go order cabinets for pickup tomorrow, and then he's going to do laminate countertops on those. So the only other thing that we need to order is appliances.
Okay.
After cabinets, will be appliances and floors, and that's it. So, but those, I would say between appliances and floors, maybe like a week or two tops. So yeah, we're getting there.
Everything's going okay on it?
Yeah, I've been happy with it. Nothing has come up that's been an issue unforeseen. If anything, it's been kind of pleasant surprises. I was kind of positive that we were going to have to do a lot of sheetrock, and we pulled down a lot of the paneling, and there was a lot of intact sheetrock behind it, so that saved a lot of time.
Good.
Yeah, so worked out great so far. Fingers crossed.
Good deal.
Yes,
Everything
sir.
else going okay?
Yeah, man, staying busy. What about y'all?
Yeah, same.
Good.
Just acquiring like heck and trying to figure out a plan for everything. So.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. We've got one of our investors closing on his properties today, and we kind of get a nice little blank check to go pick up a bunch of projects with. So,
Oh, nice.
trying not to sweat it too hard.
Right.
You know, lots of deals can be a good thing. Lots of deals can be a bad thing. So,
Yep. If you're not prepared, it can be a bad thing.
yep. But no, I think we're pretty prepared. I'm happy to be working with this one with you guys. It definitely creates a lot of peace of mind.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, I appreciate you.
All right, brother. Well,
right.
have a good weekend.
You too.
All right, man.
All right, bye.
All right, later.
Cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a note here. I left Miss Maria a voicemail. I'm gonna try her again tomorrow. And move on to our next lead. Bugles.
That's what Caleb should do to his basement. His brother's basement is like that.
Let me see.
It's like a fucking just a house.
Dude, it's like the best man cave you'll ever see.
Oh, that already looks a lot like my brother's
It just looks nicer,
basement.
right?
Yeah.
So I actually have a little bit of a technical question that maybe you're
Yeah.
stream might appreciate. Okay, so I know that when they count square footage in a house,
Yep.
it's got like the garage doesn't count typically because it's not like livable, right? It's not considered livable space.
Air conditioned.
Right.
Yeah.
Kalen's is.
Yep.
The basement.
Yep.
But it's not considered on the square foot. Is that just a specific like rule for basements in Texas that like negates that?
Yes and no. It was because it was not built to be air conditioned.
But then they made it that way.
Correct.
Okay.
So
But even-
he could count it as additional square footage at this point.
So he could go to back to the or like get it
He-
officially.
Yeah, an appraiser would be the measure, right?
Okay,
An
so
appraiser
you
could
go
go
to-
in and measure it.
Okay, and then so if he wanted to like resell it, he could fucking tack on that square footage and probably help a lot.
He could, but he'd have the biggest house in the neighborhood.
You wanna
You'd have the
say-
biggest house in the neighborhood, but I feel like you could count the square footage, but you can discount that.
It would have to. That's what it would be.
But,
It
like,
would
still, I mean,
significantly
that'd be-
discounted.
Still more
But
than
that would still be lit.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's a lot of like,
He would-
like money you can just throw in your house.
For sure, he
Maybe
would.
not exactly how like square footage. Or,
He would be able to sell for a good margin higher than the next most expensive
what do you
house.
think, like 60% of the dollar per square foot on the basement, if you were to like.
Maybe 30%.
Oh, really? Maybe only
Thirty.
30%.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you really only get like an extra what, like $50 a square foot.
If that. Yeah. If that. But you
I
know,
mean, that's a lot of square footage.
it's a lot of square footage. Yeah, it's a lot of square footage. It's more of a selling point than it is value.
That's cool.
So like, yeah, you got to think. You got someone who's looking to buy a house, looking to buy a 3-bedroom house. You know, most of them aren't going to be looking for a 3-bedroom house with a basement. So, you know, you got to
Could
find.
just be like a cool perk if somebody likes it.
Do you remember what they told you in real estate school? What is the value of a property?
As much as somebody was willing to pay for it.
As much as someone is willing to pay. A house is worth what someone will pay for it and what someone will sell it for. That's the value. So, as far as determining how much that value that basement adds, like I said, it's less tangible, but I would assume that he could sell for upwards of 30% more than his competitor without that square footage.
That's still pretty nice. Just because he got it
Yeah.
without that.
Sure, yeah. And I think whenever the appraiser looked at the house last time, he did, I don't think he counted the square footage, but he did add a significant amount of value for the fact that it had a basement. The fact that the square footage existed added value, but it was not a equivalent dollar per square foot to the main house, yeah.
Well, my question.
Yep.
I like that's a decent question.
It is a decent question, yeah, because it comes up a lot. Because you'll get people who like take in patios, who, convert garages and
That's
things
what
like
I was
that.
gonna say, like, people like to convert the garage to rooms, I'm assuming, so they can add that square footage.
So there's a trade-off though. So a house with a garage and a house without a garage, all square footage made equal, the house with the garage is more valuable. But a house with more square footage compared to a house that has less square footage, as long as the square footage is within the tolerance of the comparables, right? You're not over improving for the neighborhood. The house with more square footage is worth more money. So
Wouldn't
it's
it just even out?
not completely. I would still argue that the square footage is a higher and better use. Air conditioned square footage, an additional bedroom, and additional bathroom are all higher uses than a garage in most cases, but only marginally, right? It's not like adding a bedroom and a bathroom in lieu of a garage is instantly going to add 100% of the value of a bathroom and a bedroom. It adds the value of a bathroom and a bedroom, but removes the value of the garage.
It's the difference.
Correct. Correct. So, is it a net improvement on value? Probably.
But not
Probably.
as significantly as people think.
Correct.
Not as significantly as like the money to convert, probably, right?
I would say there's still even probably some return on investment, but it's less significant, less predictable, because there's also the predictability of it is, you know, it's kind of like installing a pool. Does a pool add value? Yes. Are there a significant number of people in the buyer population that refuse to buy a house with a pool?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's
So you shrink your buyer pool, not a good thing for value. Yeah, so you shrink your buyer population. No, not a good effect. That typically doesn't yield a positive effect on value. But you've added value to the home because you've added an amenity. So it's a trade-off. Yeah, no, it's a trade-off. It's not tangible. Honestly, if I was going to buy a home, I would prefer to buy a home that had an existing pool than buy a home and add a pool.
yeah.
Because
If you wanted to know something.
typically you're going to buy a house with the pool. The pool's going to be thrown in at 50 cents on the dollar of what a new pool would actually cost. Appraisers only give pools a valuation of somewhere between 15 and 30,000. Today, a brand spanking new pool, even on the cheap end, is going to run 50.
I was about to say, I know the pool that at the house I live at, it's a nice pool, and at the time before COVID, it cost me $50,000.
Right. So today, like a good, decent pool with a pool deck, any sort of like water feature, like a waterfall or anything like that, or even like a hot tub or a little like sauna
It's like 30,
spa.
30 to 50.
Oh no, it's like 70 to 90. Like pools are
Like for
very
like a
expensive.
nice-
For a nice pool, yeah, a nice pool and a nice backyard feature, yeah, depending on the size and everything else. But like, yeah, no, I mean 70 to 90 is not outside of the realm of a decent pool. So now the caveat to that is when people ask me like, hey, should I install a pool? Will it add value? Will it add value? Yes. Will you be profitable on the value that you add? No. But if you're going to live in this house for 20 years and you use the pool for 20 summers and you get value out of it that way, then, you know, you got to think, what's the cost of a Hurricane Harbor Pass for a full family for 10, 15 years? Like,
How much money are you saving going out to your pool and then going somewhere?
exactly. You know, you're paying for the amenity, you're paying for the enjoyment. So if you get your money out of the enjoyment of it, then yes, it's worth it. But if you're buying a pool, if you're buying a house and adding a pool, an expectation, yeah, an expectation that it's going to make the house more valuable, like will it? Sure. Are you going to be profitable on that addition of value? No. No.
Good to know.
So yeah, yeah, of course. Let's go ahead and give this person a call. Silverio.
This is Sean Powers, and I'm unable to answer my phone at this time. If you would leave a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Hi, Sean. My name's Chris. You spoke with one of my colleagues yesterday about a property there on California Trail. I don't know if that's the right address or not. I've got a different name on title than Sean. So I'm just curious to know if you do have a property that you're looking to sell. I would be interested in potentially being your buyer. If you would give me a call back when you can, my phone number is 817-600-2077. Again, that's 817-600-2077. Thanks. Look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye. Same thing. Left message. Gonna make a note here that voicemail said the name was Sean, which is different than the name I have on title and on the lead. So We'll see what that means later. We'll just keep moving along onto this next lead. And here we go. This person has self-described themselves as being 90 days away, 3 months out, from potentially being willing to close on the sale of their property, which means they're right there in that precise buyer window, seller window that we would need them to be in order to facilitate some type of immediate interaction. Someone who says they're 90 days away from closing, I want to meet with pretty soon. Almost if they were open to meeting today or tomorrow, I would try and make that happen.
This is Thea. Can I help you?
Hi, Thea. This is Chris Beer. You spoke with one of my associates yesterday about your property there on Shorebreeze Court.
Yes.
They mentioned you might be interested in selling that property, and I just wanted to touch base with you, see if you could catch me up to speed. What are your plans?
Well, she asked if we would be interested in selling, and so I said, well, if the price was right, we might consider it, but we're
Okay.
not actively looking to sell.
Gotcha. Okay, just so you're aware, I'm a licensed realtor as well as a property investor, so we essentially in charge our colleagues with finding people who do have some motivation to sell, see if we can offer some solutions that make sense, that facilitate any plans or, game plans that you guys already have in place. So if we hadn't called you, what would have been the plan? Were you thinking in the next couple of years you were for sure going to move, or is it going to kind of require me to come by and make you an offer so good you can't refuse it?
Well, obviously, if it was an offer we couldn't refuse, we'd start packing next month.
Got it.
Other than that, we probably eventually need to look for a new place just because of our kids are leaving for college, and
congrats.
and my mother-in-law is recently widowed, and so we might have to take her in, and she can't go upstairs, and this
I
is a
see.
2-story, so.
Gotcha.
But that's down the road. It was just like, well, somebody's calling me. Let me just see.
Yeah, no, I get that. And just like I said, so you're aware, at the end of the day, my job's not really to twist your arm or lowball you or come convince you to let me list your house or anything like that. My job's to kind of hear you out, see what the plan is, what the goals are, and give you enough information in order to be able to make a sound business decision for moving forward with a move. Sounds like you guys definitely have it on your horizon, but it isn't a pressing matter right now. Is that right?
Right. Right.
Okay. So, let me ask you this. Did you have a number in mind that would make you move?
No, not really.
No. Okay. Would it be valuable to y'all to kind of go through numbers together and know what the market would bear for you, what kind of offer we'd be able to make you, and what options exist?
Yes, but can I ask you maybe if we can talk about this next week?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. That's not a problem. There's no time pressure on our part at all. Would it be okay if I sent you an email address just so you have my information on hand in case you need to get in touch with me before then?
Sure, that sounds great.
Awesome. All right, Thea, what's a good email address for you?
Thea, THEA, at KTD4.com.
.com. Okay, so I've got Thea, THEA, at Kilo Tango Bravo, KTB.
D is in David.
Got it. Awesome.
And then the number
4.com.
4.com.
Got it. Okay. KTD4, is that a company email or?
No, it's a friend of ours set up the.
Cool.
It's mine and my husband's initials and our boy's initials.
Oh,
and then there's
okay.
4 of us, so ATD4.
Nice. It almost sounded a little bit like a radio station, which is why I asked.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I went ahead and sent you an email with my contact information so you have it on hand. I'll make a note here to call you next week. And same thing, if you have any questions for me in the meantime, feel free to reach out, okay?
All right. Sounds great.
Thanks, Thea. You have a good one.
Thanks. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Contact.
Yes, sir.
We've made contact. Oh, hey. Aliens are real.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that guy that was part of the UAP task force went ahead and filed a formal whistleblower complaint saying that we do in fact have a number of non-human spacecraft, as well as some recovered pilots.
We just need to go somewhere to get off this solar system.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'll take it, even if it's just entertainment, even if it's all bogus.
They're all gonna be like from Pluto.
Right. Oh man.
Pluto.
Yeah, and they're not even that far away. It's like, God damn it.
He's right there.
It's
Right
not even
there.
a planet anymore.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. It was a fun little entertaining thing to
Are they
watch with the
bulletproof?
kids. Are the aliens bulletproof?
They bulletproof? Can they fight?
You know, I really don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, I'm just saying, we get on the PlayStation, play me in FIFA. They're not beating me.
No? Yeah, you think you got them on FIFA?
100%.
I think they're above FIFA. I mean, if they're capable of interplanetary, much less interstellar travel, I think.
What can they beat me in FIFA?
Okay. All right. Back to League Gen. Okay, so called that guy. Called Thea. Set our follow-up call. We're gonna call Mr. Best. Okay. Same thing here. Looks like we may have a wrong number, and can never really typically tell, especially with some of these inbound leads. Sometimes our callers are getting messed with, and they're not really speaking to the property owner. They're speaking with somebody who, just is annoyed or upset with the call, or just bored and wants to mess with a telemarketer. I get it. I don't like receiving telemarketing calls either. In this case, it does appear that we have the right contact information for the owner on title, so we're going to go ahead and give them a call. Let's see. Got a new clicky clacky keyboard. I'm happy about it. anyway, had to check had a text message come in from one of my clients about one of the tax protests we were doing, so I had to check on that real quick. Now we're back to the call. So this is Mr. Best. That is not this gentleman's phone number, or not their name at least. But we do have the right person, so let's give him a call.
Hello.
Yes, hi. Is this Mr. Sisson?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Mr. Sisson. My name's Chris. You spoke with one of my associates yesterday about the property you've got there on Fielder.
Uh-huh.
They mentioned you might be thinking about selling that one, and I just want to touch base with you and see what the plan was.
Yeah, I told her I'm thinking about it maybe 3 or 4 months down the line, but I'm not dead sure yet.
Okay. What's got you considering selling it? Good question.
Oh, I got an answer. Most people wouldn't like it.
Well, try me. I do it for a living, so I love hearing those answers.
Well, let me put it as gentle as I can.
Sure.
Neighborhood changed.
I see. Okay. I understand that. I can.
About a half a mile south of me, there's some big apartments.
Yep.
They went 7 and 8.
Oh yeah, Providence.
You can't leave a damn thing out front or walks because they walk up to the grocery store, Kroger's,
Yeah.
a half a mile north of me.
Right.
You know, I'm not as young as I used to be. Used to be I didn't give a damn. Somebody wanted to mess with me, they had them a fight.
Sure.
But I'm a little too old for that now. I've realized that I can't do what I used to do. And, I mean, I've not seen anything like that, but it gets there. When as the older you get, you're a bigger target. And
Yes, sir.
I want to move back out in the country anyway. I was raised in the country.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking at. I want to get out there where when last few years of my life, I'd like to be kind of quiet, nobody bothering me, you know.
So,
Right now, you walk out the front door, they're redoing some curbs and sidewalks.
right.
And there's an Encore crew over there. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but I've never seen so much equipment on a small street.
Yep.
There must be 50 men, and they're tripping over each other out there. I mean, I would turn down a ticket to the circus right now because I'm watching it.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, Mr. Sasson, I'm unfortunately pretty exactly familiar with what you're talking about because I actually live about 3 minutes away.
Do you really?
I'm on the other side of Pioneer. Yes, sir. I'm 2 streets up from Fielder Road Baptist Church. In fact, me and my wife refer to that Kroger there as Scary Kroger.
It can be. Yeah. Yeah. Everything's changed.
It has. It has.
I don't have a damn thing against black people, but and this is a word I know you're not supposed to use, but there's a big difference. Working, black people.
How far away are you from that little porta potty that's gotten knocked over a couple of times?
Oh, it's not even a little over a quarter of a mile, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you set it up.
Yeah, I feel bad for whoever's had to pick that up, or I feel even worse for the people who've had to use it after they've picked it back up.
Exactly. I saw it Saturday when I went down through there. That's the first thing that went through my mind. Now that whoever you are, those guys are out there in the open and they've got to use the bathroom.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's cold as hell.
Yeah.
That's cold. You've probably seen some of the work that's going on there.
Oh yeah, I drive through there all the time because my wife likes to go to that Target at the end of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I drive by it almost every day. I try to avoid it, and I think they're actually going to close down that intersection right there at Fielder in Arkansas next week.
Finally paving or something.
I guess, but yeah, I saw the sign up when I was driving through there yesterday morning. Said that they were closing down that intersection at Fielder in Arkansas, starting I think 6/12, and I don't think they said when they're going to open it back up. But knowing how they do construction around here, it might be a few months.
Yeah, a long time because they're slow as hell.
Right.
You know, I supervised. I was an operations manager for years before I went into sales.
Okay.
I can't help but look at a crew and I start wanting to get your move your ass, go to
Yep.
work. The crew that's doing the sidewalks,
Yeah.
there's anywhere from 6 to 10, depending on if they're laying concrete.
Right.
They got about 10. There's a black guy out there. I don't know what the hell he's getting paid, but they ought to double it.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of Latinos out there that, I mean, they do beautiful work.
Right.
I mean, it's beautiful. They redid my drive, and it's beautiful. The hot passing is not so, but
Right.
but you know, the rest of them. There's one guy. I was sitting there. I was talking to somebody I know on my phone outside watching them. It's fascinating to watch, you know. But
Right.
because I've done concrete, I've worked in, you know, we supply utility supply contractors. I
Okay.
was in the utility supply side of it. I was laughing because the lady I was talking to still works in it. And she asked me what I was chuckling about. I said, just thought of the movie Green Mile. I said, I'm literally seeing a dead man walking.
Wow.
Part of the crew.
Yeah.
But that Encore crew, other than I guess Encore's inspectors, that's a bunch of workers. Jesus, they look like ants going at it.
Right.
You know, just the only thing they bother me when they say as long as they go and see a guy that's going, he goes down the ladder and he's out of sight. I'm like, please don't blow up the block, guys,
Yeah.
please.
Right. Yeah, I've got a couple buddies that work for Encore. One of them actually lives just around he lived just around the corner. He just moved out to Weatherford. But man, the stuff that he tells me, the scars he's got on his hands, man, that they don't have an easy job. That job's no joke.
I would, you know, anything that's got electricity to it,
Yep.
I'm not getting within a half a mile of it.
Right.
And there's way in hell.
Right.
Those people die. I served my hitch in the Corps a long time ago, and
Thank
I
you for your
spent
service.
2.5 years in a combat zone. And, you know, I prefer that over some of the things I've seen out here.
Wow.
Jobs are-
Which theater were you in?
Oh, loved one.
Wow.
When I came home, we came back through L.A. and almost everybody changed uniform, and I wanted my dad. He had some brothers that were in World War II, and they were highly decorated.
Right.
I was the youngest. His dad got killed. He raised 14 brothers.
Wow.
Well, 13 when with service, and there's 6 of us boys. I was the youngest of all that, and I always wanted him to be proud of me. And I did everything humanly possible to cause him not to be.
Right.
So, and he told me when I left, you know, we don't have cars in the family. He said, when you go, if you have to die, you die. But if you're a coward, come home, you don't have family. And he meant it.
Wow.
So, came home, I was wearing my uniform. I'd actually, you know, if you're really stupid and you're in the Marine Corps, you can get a medal. Or if the war's going bad, they'll give medals out to make it look good. But I was wearing my uniform. I landed Lubbock, Texas, where I was raised. I come out maybe 60 yards down that thoroughfare in the airport and ended up getting a fight because a guy started harassing me about being a baby killer. You know, our war was a little unpopular.
Just a little bit. Yeah. Wow.
Only thing I can say to them is, sorry ass some bitches that said that kind of stuff to me. They paid for it, but they should have been there.
Right.
You know, as
Right.
opposed to big ass mouth.
Right. Yeah, man. Well, I'm sorry you had to go through all that. I hope you know your service is much appreciated at this point. It does not. It's not lost on me how, regardless of how popular your theater of war was or wasn't, it's not an easy decision to make.
There's a popular thing people say all the time that they don't thank you for your service. Usually, I hate saying this, but usually what comes back to me is fuck you. And almost every guy I've been around feels the same way, you know, will come home. I mean, I went to buy a car when I got home. Unfortunately, I was one of those guys that got married before I went. And I ended up getting a divorce soon as I come home.
Yeah.
And I gave her everything. She got everything. You know, I had, I think, 37 cents in my pocket.
Wow.
I told her to take it all and insert it. I went down to buy a car. And one of the busiest streets in Lubbock, where they put the car lots.
Right.
And the second one asked me what I was looking at. Like, so you looking at one? I said, no. You know, I asked him about it. I was looking at a Charger and I asked him about it. And in a little bit, he asked me, he said, when did you get back? I said, get back from where? He said, Vietnam. I said, I didn't even go to the service. What the hell? I'm looking to get a car. He kept throwing it back at me every little bit.
Wow.
And I told him, I said, you're real close. You're real close. I'm gonna take all your teeth out. I'm gonna put them on a string and make you a necklace. And the guy looked at me for a little bit and said, oh, hell, I'm sorry, I forgot. I swear to God, he started undoing his pants. I mean, I took a giant step back. And I told him, I said, this cowboy don't go that direction, buddy.
Yeah.
And when I did, he dropped his pants. And he even pulled his shorts down. And I told him, I said, go ahead and put them back up. I just got back a few days ago.
Right.
He has wounds all up and down his leg and his ass. You know, and he told me, he said, I forgot. He says, not real popular, is it? I said, no, I'm trying to get the hair grown out a little bit. You
Sure.
know, I said, I don't mind fighting. But I don't want to fight people here over that. That's
Right.
stupid.
Right.
And he told me, he said, can I make a suggestion? You know, I was about to ask you behind you, but everybody always seems to pick it out for some reason. There's something about my attitude, but anyway, he told me, he said, you might want to lose those combat boots, but they sure are comfortable. He had gotten back about a year before I did.
Gotcha. Okay.
I said, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was back in my Western boots for that day was out.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. You got that.
You couldn't even you couldn't do anything when it was military. Or
Wow.
you'd have to fight. I mean, I don't mind. I can handle myself. You know, my second wife, she used to worry when I take her with me every once in a while. She'd see some of the guys in the contracting. When you supply contractors, it's rough. And she'd get scared. What are you scared of? She said, the guy was mad at you. I said, yeah, he was, wasn't he? I said, yeah, he made my day. And she said, I'm afraid they're going to hurt you. I said, you don't need to be. I said, you're behind me. You're safe as hell. You need to worry about what's in front of me because I don't care how many they are. I can handle it. I can handle it. I said, you don't think I can't, but I can. And she got to see it one time. She told me later, she said, I didn't think you could do what you said you could, but you did. I said, yeah, you don't want to put your hands on me. Pull a gun on me. They don't scare me. I mean, I cut my teeth on guns. They don't scare me a bit. Besides, I was raised by the devil. I've never in my life, I'm old now. I've never run into one man in my whole life that could have held a candle to my dad. I mean, some best God ever created. I mean, that man, he talked with fist.
Well, he definitely sounds like he was a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, and you sure as hell didn't ask him, what'd you say?
Yeah, right. Wow.
I wish the hell I was joking.
That's too funny.
Anyway, the girl asked me if the house needed some updates. I started laughing. It was the house built in '68. I said, there's all kinds of stuff that needs to have done.
Right.
But I said, it's still my home, you know. And I'm actually, like I said, I haven't made up my mind, but I have a relative that's a realtor is looking for something that I give him specific details of what I wanted.
Right.
He's looking for it.
Is he local to here, or is he out in the country where you want to be?
No, it's actually, no, hell no. If I was going to stay here, I'd just, put a little money in it and go on. But
No.
It's right just in the other side of Weatherford.
Okay. All right. Kind of towards Millsap or something like that.
Yeah, right in towards Millsap, about halfway between them.
Okay.
My wife, she and I raised son and a daughter here. And they're long gone. My son's in Burleson, my daughter's in Stephenville.
Okay.
I have grandkids out in Weatherford. I like them better than my kids anyway.
Sure.
And, my wife, she's sitting over there right now, and I don't know what to call that thing, but she's here on urn. I lost her about 8 years ago, so
Oh, I'm sorry.
the house don't have the hold it used to have.
Right.
She passed away 8 years ago, and I've gradually, it bothers me more and more
Right.
because, she died right here in this living room.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm sorry. That's
Not real
rough.
fun memories there.
Right. Oh, man. Well, I tell you what, Mr. Sasan, I would be potentially interested in buying it from you. Just so you know, I'm also a licensed realtor, so really, my job's more just to give you options than it is to twist your arm. So, at the end of the day, I could tell you what it'd be worth if we were to do one thing with it, and I'd tell you how much I could buy it from you for, and kind of put the information in your hands so you can make a good business decision for yourself. But, you know what? It really just kind of comes down to when you're ready for me to come out and give you those options. I know you said it's going to be a few months yet. Is that right?
Yeah, probably 3 or 4 months away. So at least that's what they're telling me. By the time I find out what I actually want, and then by the time it's all done, he said it'd take a little while.
Okay. Would it be all right with you if I just kind of made a note here to just keep in touch with you maybe about once a month or so until you're ready?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
You got one thing going for you right off.
What's that?
817 number.
Hey, I'll take that. I'm telling you, I drive by your house all the time. All the time.
I actually, when I retired from the water utility business, I'm not retired. I'll die working. So I started selling insurance. And
Okay.
actually loving the damn stuff. Well, until COVID, I was busting balls in it. And now I figured out, I could make a lot of money on annuities, not working here as hard.
Right.
So, but I get calls all the time, and my number somehow, it's on the dark web. Them assholes call me 50 times a day, every day. Sometimes I won't answer it.
Right.
If I'm in a playful mood, I love to piss them off.
Right.
And one asked me why I was wasting his time. I said, well, the truth. You're dealing with me. You ain't selling me a damn thing. You're not there to scam me. But you're not pestering some old goddamn 89-year-old woman that needs the money that you steal from her. So,
Right.
but I answer every 817 number I see. What was your first name?
My name's Chris, and if you want, is this your cell phone number? Can I text you my card when we get off the phone?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
But I got rid of the landline, so this is the only one I got now.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll go ahead and text you as soon as we hang up, and that way you've got it on hand, and I'll just touch base with you in about a month or so.
Okay, my name's Lynn.
Lynn, okay.
Yeah, don't make my last name fancy. It's just Lynn anyway. I'm mostly everybody for the last 30 years will call me Mr. Lynn, but it's Lynn.
All right, I can call you Mr. Lynn if you'd like. I don't mind that one bit.
Lynn's fine.
All right, all right,
But
Lynn.
total strangers see my name and call me Mr. Lynn. I guess it can. But you know, Lynn's my name.
All right, yeah, no worries. I'll go ahead and text you right now, Lynn, and I appreciate you taking my call this morning. Thank you again for your service, and I'll just touch base with you in about a month or so. Okay?
All right, sounds great.
All right, brother. I appreciate you. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Man,
He talked a lot.
he talked a lot. He talked a lot. A lot of four-letter words, a couple of racial slurs. Just good old Vietnam veteran right there. America. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, that's hilarious though.
It's something, man. That's what I was saying. Like that's a prime example of I'm going to turn down the Latino whenever I go see him.
That's what he said.
He doesn't seem to have a problem with that, but I'm just saying that I'll probably turn it down anyway, just in case. What's up?
Can you do something real quick?
Yeah.
Can you look at 1514 Nighthawk? That's the substitute deal I'm about to call.
Oh, okay. 1514 Nighthawk.
Yeah, brand new bill, 2021. Original mortgage. They got a mortgage in 2021 for like 425.
I see it. Are you talking to the agent?
Talking to the seller. They don't know that I'm an agent.
It's listed.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. No. 10 grand in the seller's pocket, a small finder's fee, maybe 2,000-3,000 to the agent.
I was thinking no money in their pocket.
That too. That too, because I mean, especially if we're taking over the solar panels, I would have to. Do you know what their mortgage payments are?
It says on the listing it's about 125.
No, not for the panels. For their total mortgage payment.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Look, they're paying solar panels at $115 and still have $40 to $100 in electric bills. Don't get solar panels.
Yeah, don't get solar panels. Yeah, I'm about to call this guy and then see if we could work something out.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, you're probably right. Finder's fee to the agent, take it over. That's probably the only way it works.
I want more deals.
You want more deals?
Yes.
Get more deals. Yeah, it takes time. It takes time, and then all of a sudden you'll just like pick your head up and be like, oh, I got 4 deals on the board. How
I'm going through my fucking, cause I star a lot of my slide text leads with like good ones, right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes they sit and they accumulate. So now I'm going from the bottom and like reaching out to all the star. So
Yeah.
sometimes it'll like hit you up and they ghost you, and so I'm just like
Yeah.
going through. Cause I got like 40 or 50 like star conversations that were like that I counted as like good contacts. But of course, like they don't go through. So now
Right.
I'm running through some of those.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask if, you know, they don't know that I'm an agent. They will not know. Will you be okay talking to the different agent?
As your buyer's agent? Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's the only way how I could like figure to make this.
Alright. So, go ahead and make a note. I spoke with Mr. Lin. Interesting character. Got a nice little clicky clacky keyboard, so now you're going to hear me type out all my notes. Perfect. Call them in months. Save. On to the next one. Why?
Like I just said, well, I just signed on it yesterday.
Which one is that?
Mobile home in Arlington.
Shit. Was it on land or was it in a mobile home park?
Hello.
Yes, hi, is this James? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hi, James.
Yes.
Hi, James. This is Chris. You just spoke with one of my colleagues there about the property that you've got on Flintwood.
I did. Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yes, I did.
Yes, sir. They mentioned you might be looking to potentially sell that one in the near future and move into another spot. Just wanted to touch base
Yes.
with you and see what your plans were.
I don't have a definite plan yet, so we're still.
Okay.
We don't know yet.
Okay. All right. Just kind of toying with the idea.
Yeah, we are. We may need to put my wife in a care center, and she's. So I'll go with her, of course. if we
Of
do.
course,
And we'll
yeah.
sell a house.
Okay. All right. Well,
That's not urgent right now, so we're gonna hold off.
I hear you. That's okay. Yeah. No, my job is just to introduce myself and kind of let you know what we're here and what we do. So, when would you say would be a better time to touch base with you all a little bit closer to when you're ready to start making some plans?
Oh, give us about 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
What's the name of your company?
It's Beery Nice Homes. I actually co-run it here with my dad. We're in Arlington. We're up off, if you know where Texas Decorators Warehouse is, off of Pioneer. Our office is right across the street.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But it's my last name's Beery. Our brokerage, our company's name is Beery Nice Homes, and so we are realtors, but we're also property investors. So we might be your buyer. We might help you sell it. It's just our job at the end of the day is to give you options, give you some information, so you guys can make a sound business decision and see if we can provide you a solution that fits.
Okay, that'll be fine. Just
Awesome.
try again in a few months.
Yeah, that sounds great, James. I'll make a note here, and I'll touch base with you in a few months, okay?
Okay, you bet.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. I think I spoke it into existence. That's all I'm dealing with today is folks that have a little bit of time on their clock, want me to call them in a couple months, and that's okay. I'll call him in a month as well and just see where he's at that point. And on to the next lead. Let's see here. Gotcha. Feeling it, man. I feel it.
This is Hillary Finfrock with JP and Associates Realtors. I'm sorry I missed your call. Please leave me a detailed voice.
You know, it's starting to get close to coffee o'clock, man.
It's a coffee o'clock.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Means my caffeine's running out. Need to re-up.
You can read it.
Oh
Yeah, you really do.
yeah. Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, is this Rodney?
Yes.
Hi, Rodney. This is Chris Beer. You spoke with one of my associates a couple days ago about your house there on Autumn Hill.
I don't remember, but go ahead.
Sure. Her name was Lily. She mentioned you might be looking to sell that property here in the near future. Just wanted to touch base with you and see what your plan was. Catch me up to speed.
I told her that, well, I don't remember, but I mean, obviously, if I was, willing to get, if I was able to get a clear profit
Okay.
of what I was looking for, what I would like to do is sell my property and then maybe move maybe an hour out of Dallas and then just buy my new property outright, no finance.
Gotcha. Okay. How much do you owe on this one on Autumn Hill?
Probably about 150.
About 150. Okay. And how much would you
And
be?
that is that's a mortgage, and then I have a home equity line of credit where I use some of the money to upgrade the house.
Okay. So what do you think? Give or take. Obviously not too accurate. I'm just trying to kind of work backwards into how much we need to get in your pocket. Would you say would your payoff be?
My payoff would probably be just say 150.
Just 150. Okay. And how much are you looking to walk away with?
Don't be upset, but
No.
obviously, I would like to make about 400.
400 on top of that 150?
No, profit.
Okay. Oh, so you're saying 400 sales price and then pay off the 150 from that?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So, I think that's a little high, but keep in mind.
It's aggressive.
Sure.
It is aggressive. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Sure.
But I don't want to be. I'd rather aim high, and
Sure.
if I fell a little bit lower, so be it.
Right.
But right now, I've seen people get offers for around $450 for homes my size, in this area.
Right. Well, let's take a look here real quick. So just so you're aware, Rodney, my job in all this, I am an investor, but I'm also a licensed realtor. I'm not in the business of lowballing you or telling you what you want to do is unrealistic. My job at the end of the day is just to give you options and information so you can make a sound business decision, right? So if for whatever reason, we can't get you to your target number one way or the other, I'll tell you that. There's no sense in telling you what's possible is impossible or vice versa.
Yeah, if I can't get when I want a close to it, then I'll just keep it. That's it.
Sure. Okay. And that's not a problem. You know, like I said, we're not in the business of twisting your arm and making you do something that doesn't make sense or something you don't want to do. It does look like you've got a neighbor who's trying right now to get 400. They're at 399 900, which why I think that's a bad idea is a conversation for another day. But they're a little bit bigger than you. They're in Westchester. Looks like Westchester Valley Phase 2 as well. So they're just up the street from you. They're actually your neighbor on Autumn Hill. Looks like about 10 doors down, 4878.
Yeah, I know where that is. I saw the house the other day. There's some things that, obviously I don't know what they've done to their home.
Right.
But, just things you can't see.
Sure.
Like I said, I upgraded. I have wood floors.
Yep.
I have a 20 by 25 covered patio on the back,
Okay. Is it screened in or enclosed or any of that?
No, it's not screened in.
Okay.
If you, I guess you could, but I like the outdoors.
Sure.
I don't really like the screens. But,
Gotcha.
Something, I looked at it, but it's not my. The only time I would probably like, what I would like to do is where I can close it off in the winter and put some heat out there.
Right. No, I get you.
But that's super expensive for what I've seen so far.
Sure.
So.
Do you have a storage shed or anything like that?
No, I don't. But I'm looking to buy one probably within the next month or so I can pull everything out of the garage. I mean, I have one car in my garage right now, but I'd like to put
Sure.
two. But anyway, I've already sectioned off a part of my backyard to put a shed back there, a sprinkler system, blah, blah, blah.
Sure. So I'll tell you, this one here, your neighbor on Autumn Hill, they're a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2244 square foot house. They were built in 04. They do have engineered hardwood throughout, updated countertops and cabinets in the kitchen. They do have they have a screened-in covered patio in the backyard and a storage shed. I'd say overall they're probably pretty similar to yours, other than being a year newer and about 100 square feet bigger.
Yeah.
So I would say how they end up performing is going to be a really good indication as to whether or not you can get your 400 number.
Yeah, I understand. Like I said, that was a very aggressive number.
Sure.
But I just don't want to have another mortgage anymore.
I get that. 100% I get that, especially with the way interest rates are going.
And so that's the purpose. Like I said, I have a buddy of mine who sold his house right across the street from me, and I think he got I don't know, $350. Don't quote me, but anyway, long story short, he owed less than I owed on mine.
Okay, all right, I get you.
And he moved about an hour out and bought 5 acres, built the house from the ground up, and paid cash.
Sure. Do you know when he sold?
Probably about a year ago, maybe a little over a year, but don't quote me.
Gotcha.
And then again, he could have been lying. I don't know.
Right. Well, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna go ahead and look for it and see if I could find it.
It's not necessary, but
sure.
Like I said, I mean, I don't think it's unreasonable. I just think,
sure.
That's what I'm shooting for. So.
Okay, I get that. Do you think if you could get $375 for it, you would try, or is that's just?
No, I've already been offered $375.
Really? Why didn't you take it?
It wasn't enough.
Okay.
My plan again is to move and pay cash.
Sure.
For my new place, and I've been offered $375 already. I just didn't take it.
Wow.
Because, I just didn't. Now, if I didn't have my
mortgage
home equity line of credit,
okay.
I may have considered it.
Okay. Right.
Because I owe about $55 on it, give or take,
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well.
That's what I say I owe about. I said 150, but it's probably closer to probably 125, 130 to be honest.
Gotcha. Okay, so that 150 was including the The home
Oh
equity
yeah,
line.
yes,
Okay.
that's both. That's the mortgage and the line of credit.
Understood. Okay. All right. Well, like I said, Rodney, we're not gonna twist your arm and make you do something that you don't got to do. It sounds like you probably have a little bit of time on your clock before we can hit your plan on the market, which is always going to be where you make the most amount of money because it's just exposing it to the world.
Right. Yeah, I have I'm not in a hurry
Sure.
to move. But
Right.
if the right opportunity presented itself, I would take it.
Okay.
I have, but yeah, if you could, I think it's coming because if I remember correctly, it's been so. I think I paid $135, $134 something for this house.
Oh, I can tell you. Let's see here. Oh, but you were the builder, or you built it, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, as a matter of fact, that kind of keeps it off my record. All I can see, it looks like you got an FHA loan in 04 for 133, 134.
Yep.
So, yeah, you probably bought it for, right in that 140 price range, something like that. But,
No, I paid. I only, rephrase. You know what I do remember having to put down the 3%.
Sure.
And then the builder, I ain't gonna say I screwed him, but the lady said if I bought the house, they would give me 3% down towards the closing. What she failed to say was I had to go with their finance company.
Gotcha.
So when I got to closing, their 3% went in there, and I told them I didn't want it, and they rewrote the paperwork. Right.
That's awesome. Good for you. You want to get a job in real estate, Rodney? Come on.
I don't have a license,
Yeah.
But I have thought about it, but how hard is that license exam?
Not very hard. I would argue that's probably the easiest part of a real estate career is that licensing exam. Everything else is harder after that.
I might give it some thought. I love talking to people and running my mouth, so.
Me too. Me too.
I like that. I guess so let me ask you a question. So you're normally just getting probably at least 3 to 6% of the sale. Is that how it works?
That's what we charge. If I'm representing the seller, I charge 6%. If I'm representing the buyer, I don't charge them anything. I'm just going to collect whatever the seller's willing to pay. Most of the time, it's 3%. Just depends. And we're seeing that number change a lot because the market's changing up quite a bit. It's not nearly as strong as it was this time last year. This time last year, you probably could have gotten well over 400. But property values have actually come down since last year. They're starting to come up just a little bit, but the difference is the market's just not as aggressive as it used to be. There's a lot more options on the market,
right?
And buyers are just a little bit pickier, just because, if they're going to pay over market value, it better be for a really screaming good deal because they got to pay 7.5% interest on something.
Yeah, that's another thing. Wow, the interest rate, I just can't believe how much. I guess houses, purchasing a home has gone back to where it used to be back in the day when you said, hey, I bought a house, and people like, wow,
Right. It's a good. Are you okay? You had family members checking in on you, like, oh, don't call Rodney. He just bought a house. He's in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And I work for a bank, and I've worked in mortgages, so I've seen the move, and that's why I don't have a problem asking for what I want. If you say no, so be it.
Yeah. Yeah, but we actually buy a lot of properties ourselves, so that's the majority of where our income comes from. We typically target folks that are looking to sell their home, and we do offer realtor services as far as, hey, let me come in there, let me help you get the most as you can out of that, let me represent you, and we'll put it on the market, and just knock it out of the park, be the best realtors that are out there. The problem is we get a lot of folks that end up saying, I don't want to do all that. I just want to sell it. I want it to be done. I want you to pay cash. I don't want to do any inspections, any repairs, any of that nonsense. I want to sell it as is and just be done. And
let me ask you a question. You said you charge 6% to the seller? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. In the state of Texas, the seller pays both sides commission. What we charge is completely independent of what anybody else charges. All that stuff's negotiable, but we charge 6. The seller pays that, and then we typically will split that in half to pay the buyer's agent.
Got it. Okay, I see how that works now. So
Yep.
it's 3% buy and sell.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, so what if I was the one selling, would I get that 3%?
Are you saying?
I'm sorry. The buyer. No, that's even a dumber question. So never mind.
No such thing as dumb questions. Sometimes you just got to say it out loud and you answer your own question, right?
I was trying to, avoid. So if I wanted to sell my home,
Yep.
how could I avoid some of those fees? That 6%. How is there? Because if I sold it myself directly to someone,
Yep.
would I be able to charge? I'm not a realtor. Would I be able to charge at 6%?
No. No, you would probably end up selling it at a discount. You wouldn't have to pay that 6% if you didn't have a realtor involved. But
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
that's all it is. Yeah, but the statistics don't really back up that being a profitable decision. And I'll tell you this as like Rodney, like I at this moment in time have no intention of you hiring me to be your listing agent. So I'll go ahead and remove myself from the running in that way, just so I can tell you the truth about this.
Yeah, no problem.
There's 2 different institutions that we look at for our statistics and our numbers. There's the National Association of Realtors, which admittedly probably has some bias, but they run a lot of surveys. And then there's the TAMU Real Estate Research Center. They are not as biased because they're just running data. On average, homes that sell without listing representation, meaning without a realtor, nationwide is a little bit worse. Nationwide, they typically sell for about 16% less. In Texas, it's about 14% less.
Right.
So most people will say, hey, I don't want to pay a realtor's commission. I'd rather just sell it myself. And that realtor will have costed them, all in closing costs and everything included, somewhere between 6 and 8% in total. And instead, they decide to go sell it by themselves and take a 14 to 18% hit on value.
Yeah.
So they actually lose money trying to sell it themselves.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and so, it is what it is. I like to use I call it the Rolex comparison. Is if you walk into a garage sale and there's a Rolex on the table in the box with the receipt, what is the likelihood you'll be able to buy that thing for less than what it's worth? Well, pretty high.
Yeah.
But if you walk into a jewelry store and you buy it in the box with the receipt, what's the likelihood that you're going to buy it for less than it's worth? Well, pretty low.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just having that professional involved in the sale is an act of preservation for value.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So.
Well, yeah, I appreciate the lesson.
Absolutely, Rodney. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you taking my call. I tell you what, would it be okay if I just kept in touch with you from time to time until it's time to put that plan into action?
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodney. I appreciate it. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye. What you got, buddy? You good? Yes, hi, is this Adam?
No, what can I help you with?
My name's Chris. You spoke with one of my associates a couple days ago about that property there on Redwood Street.
Yeah.
They mentioned you might be looking at selling that property. Just wanted to touch base and see what your plan was.
No, I'll probably just keep it, but
Okay.
you know, unless somebody has offered me a ridiculous price, then I might thought about selling it. But
What's the ridiculous price you'd need to get in order to
I
sell
don't
it?
know. I wouldn't say. I just somebody had to tell me some price, and then I might.
You said somebody would have to tell you that price, and then what? I'm sorry.
Pardon?
You said
No,
so-
somebody had to tell me out of the blue. Just tell me what would do. I give you this much, and I would think about it.
Okay.
But
Look-
I'm not really looking for it unless somebody told me something.
Sure. Looks like a tax roll says your house is worth somewhere between 135 and 145. Would you take 150 for it?
Oh heck no,
No. Okay.
no. All right.
All right. No worries. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate you taking my call.
Thank you.
Yeah. When they do that throw me a number thing, I'll throw them a number, and if they're just not even close, then let them go.
Just throw them the lowest number you can.
It's not even just to throw them the lowest number I can. It's more of like a temperature reading. I'd rather them say, like, you know, I typically prefer whenever they'll tell me what they're looking to get, what their plans are, because otherwise they're probably just not really that motivated to sell.
Yeah, I mean, if there's no motivation to sell, then there's no way you're gonna.
Right.
First of all, there's no way you can buy off of them.
I'll never motivate somebody to sell, right? Like if they don't have the motivation to sell, if they don't have a plan in place, if there's not a goal they're trying to accomplish, it's not really my place to talk them into it, you know?
Exactly.
It's either it makes sense to sell or it doesn't. Okay. Nothing there. My wife's bringing me some ramen.
Matt just got back to me. Lots of showings now.
On the land?
Yes.
Okay.
What did we say? 160?
150.
I told would it be worth just to like write up an offer? And send it to maybe wait a little longer?
Let's wait a little bit. Yeah, let me get a little bit of some of these deals to close out. Put some cash in the bank, and then we'll just make him a cash offer.
We'll take it, but at least he has an offer.
Yeah.
He says we've got a showing and offers. I mean, that's quite a bit lower than what he's got it listed for, but I mean, at least he'll have something in front of his face.
Sure. Yeah. Have to pay commission on it.
But it's his law.
Yeah.
Didn't think. Well, I mean, granted, we could really buy it from him in the first place, but
We can now. I'm glad we didn't buy it at 180.
what Shelby said, he could do it for like 170, right? When we talked to him, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 972965547 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yes, hi, my name's Chris Beer. You spoke with one of my associates a few days ago about the property there on Grant Street. I am interested in purchasing that property. I understand you guys have recently suffered a loss, and I'm very sorry about that. I wanted to see if maybe we can work something out, and I can take that property off your hands, get you a good price for it. Give me a call back when you can. My phone number is 817-600-2077. Again, that's 817-600-2077. Thanks. Look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.
Do you think if we were to buy that land, it would be worth reaching out to that builder and seeing if he could build on it and make money that way in the long run? Like, because he said that his turnarounds for his builds were about 8 months, and that's on the long end. He said they can get them done in like quality in a much shorter period of time, but
How much would it cost us to build on them, I guess, would be the question.
I don't know. He was just telling me if like we wanted to get into it, he was like find some plots of land and reach out to him because he was back in the construction loan.
Oh, right.
And he was saying that he's been getting bills for, I don't know if you get the bills there for that much, but he's like, I've been getting my bills out for about $98 a square foot. So I don't know if that would be worthwhile if we bought them, or if we bought them and then just reach out to them and see what we could do on them.
Yeah, maybe, for sure.
A little bit longer, long-term goal, but could make
Well,
it on
we've got some money that we have to park, so yeah, that'll work.
an option.
Yeah, it's an option for sure. It's all in the follow-up. Okay, so that one. All right, I'm gonna hit the rest of it real quick. And we're back. My family came and visited me. My wife and daughter brought me some ramen, so lucky me. Got a couple phone calls to return.
What's up, Chief?
What's going on, brother? What you got for me?
So I was wondering if you had a number to, a drywall guy, just somebody who does, basically drywall repair.
Yeah.
Got a lady who needs some drywall repair.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send you his number right now.
Cool. And then I was gonna ask you about next week. How your schedule's looking, if we can work something in.
Yeah. So Monday, I'm pretty booked. I've got.
Yeah, I'm booked Monday too.
Let's see. Here's today. I can do Friday of next week.
Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that for sure because that's my lightest day.
Okay. Cool. I'll shoot for like 11:30 or something.
Cool. Yeah, my sister's been studying up. She's she's anxious to do something.
I get you. Yeah, I got you down for Friday at 11:30.
Cool.
Cool.
And then I was going to ask you, did you get a chance to call that house on Revershot? Look it up?
No, I haven't. I'm glad you just told me about that. Yeah, I've just been swamped, so I'll call it right now.
Okay. And what about the other one?
No, man, I'll be honest. I haven't gotten to any of the things that you sent me, so I'll have to get on those like today.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I drive by that Revershot property every day. So I saw it yesterday. Still haven't cut the grass. So I figured that one's probably a promising deal.
Cool. All right, man. Well, yeah, I'll go in there and give them a call here today, and we'll see what I can do.
Appreciate you, boss.
Cool, buddy. I appreciate you.
All right.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right. Bye. Put on my to-do list for today. Got to do duplexes. I'm going to do another. Actually, I'm probably going to call it on lead gen right now. We're going to go ahead and say that's it for today because I've got quite a bit of to-dos to do. So go ahead and sign off for the day. Thank you, everybody who watched. Appreciate everybody who's been on here and taking a look, seeing behind the curtain. It's chaos. It's kind of boring, but it's profitable. So I love what I do. And if you have anybody who's looking to sell a house, have them give me a shout. We can give them all their options and shoot them straight. So that said, y'all have a good weekend.